Yo, today we'll be talking about some ranked tech to help maximize your Sparking Zero performance. So there's two online ranked modes. We all know which one is the superior one, and that'll be a discussion for another video, but this video will explain why you should be swapping out your characters in DP ranked. The mode where you have a team that's restricted to 15 dragon points, and some strategy in regards to that. Now I've been seeing a lot of various tactics, whether you load up on characters, just pick a strong duo and focus on them, to having specific game plans like trying to fuse to get stronger, or spamming unblockables. I hate y'all. Most people stick to their strategies from start to finish, but tagging has some benefits that I don't think many people are aware of. You might think once you start the team, keeping its order is best since you picked them that way for a reason, and it takes resources to switch out. You have to wait for this yellow swap icon to build up. Tagging out gets rid of your transformation stocks. If you use your transformation, it resets your tag timer, so it's just a hassle to think about, but it's definitely worth it. First of all, tagging out actually heals your characters. In my latest ranked video, you can see me beating down his UI to almost killing him, then he escapes, and then we cut forward a little bit, he comes back with 2 new health stocks later on in the game. So Sparking Zero doesn't actually explain it, and it isn't as obvious as other games like say Dragon Ball FighterZ, the more competitive Dragon Ball OG, that has this blue life to indicate the possible amount of health you can recover, so you're always aware of how to manage this resource and make your decisions accordingly. Even when they're in the back healing, you can see their progress with it. Now you don't see this progress directly in Sparking Zero, but when you have the switch menu out, you can see an indicator of their health. Downside is that you need the icon to be available, of course, so you can't really monitor it whenever you want, but when you can, it's clear that it goes up. The amount of health you regain isn't too clear though, seeming like a time thing, but from the time it takes to recover the switch back again after tagging out without spending resources, you recover a bit more than half a health bar, looking like 60%-ish of a bar. From my findings, more time does heal more, and this rate seems to be slightly quicker if you deal damage, but it caps off how much you can regain, looking like about 25% of your full original health until he comes back in. So if you swap out again, you can repeat another healing percentage process until you have max health. So every swap out set leads to 25% regain of the original health, and you can probably repeat this as the game progresses, but there's a timer and a whole opponent to fight anyway, so it can be hard to time these efficiently to restore back to your full health, especially since using your transformations and stuff resets the swap timer. Speaking of transformations, this can be interesting to add on top of your swapping, which also recovers small amounts of health, although the transformation health regain seems inconsistent as well, so it can be nice to pair with a tag to sort of reset a new buffed up character. Again, you'd have to wait for the swap timer and transformation stocks too, so maybe that's why they made them cancel out each other to balance it out. Okay, so that's the basic tech. You recover HP when you tag out, so tag when you have HP to recover, but how can you maximize your tags? I have 3 main concepts for y'all to think about, starting with the location of the tag. Unlike round starts, the character doesn't appear at the fixed spawn point, which occurs when a character dies. Swapping is more of a dynamic thing, changing to where the present character is located. So if you tag from full screen away, poof, it's safe, guaranteed switch out. From closer range as you move, you might get more of an offensive tag, but more importantly to be aware of, if you're scrambling defensively and trying to tag out while they on you at a disadvantage, your tag can be placed in harm's way. The camera might also do this adjusting, so you might lose them, and then boom, you get hit and you lose a bunch of health on that incoming character too. Second thing is related to offensive tags, and this might be the best situation to tag in. This game has a mechanic called a chase change, and that triggers whenever you smash them away into a tag. Usually you do your smash follow-ups yourself, but if you pause and tag to your teammate, the new character comes in and continues the follow-ups for you. The timing is very slow needing to tag. I know we all be rushing in this game, but take your time, so smash them away, wait a bit, press D-pad, enter your desired character, and that character will still do its follow-up. To get the timing down, practice smashing them away and seeing how late you can press triangle or Y on Xbox for it to continue. You have time, bro. Now what's the catch? It can be mostly great for combo follow-ups or after a Z counters, but remember, you can Z counter everything in this game. So there's 2 things to be aware of: Z counter exchanges, which only end when the timing is off for someone, or when one person doesn't have enough key in which they lose. Now this needs to be hit confirmed on reaction if you want to tag in chase, but the tagger can also get countered, and you also have to, I don't know, have the awareness of if you do have the switch icon up, which could lead to a vanish if you accidentally use up other resources, etc. Second thing is the tagger doesn't come with more key or anything, so you still have the same key as when you started it, meaning if you had significantly less key than your opponent, opponent, it might not be worth engaging in a Z counter risk scenario since you'd lose it because of the key disadvantage. So sometimes it might be better to just win one knockback, wait, swap, and just continue back from neutral. But I digress, we're all humans, and even the tag chase timing is very different to be countered, so it's not like we'd counter everything all the time or like it's a huge risk or anything. This chase change also applies to key blast on hit to quickly shorten the gap from full screen away and appear next to them, which can be interesting for placements from far, but it doesn't actually combo or work on block anyways. The last thing to consider when switching out your team around is the matchup. In DP, it's important to be aware of everyone's approximate ratings because of how the armor and power works when interacting with each other. If there's a significant DP gap of like 5 or more, the leading character armors through the weaker one's rush attacks, so being able to overwhelm them with just their stats. This is why transformations, for example, are so key since it can tighten the gap and quickly allow these lower level characters to keep up. For example, add a Gohan here at a 4 DP versus powered up Broly at a 9. He becomes a 6 at SSJ, but even the first attacks don't matter. But at Super Saiyan 2 at DP7, all his attacks have an impact on Broly finally, who starts flinching and receiving damage from regular hits. So understanding this will let you maximize when and who you switch onto. Say if you beat their strong Gogeta point with a DP8 Frieza and their next incoming character is a low DP like Videl, you know that Frieza can keep up against the highest DP10, so you can throw in your weakest character in your team to face off with that weaker character on their team. Frieza can recover and can be brought back in later on when he is needed against your opponent's stronger characters, since you know every team will have more than one strong characters and maybe one or more weaker ones, so you have to manage it like that. Even if your weaker one loses the matchup, Frieza would have recovered his health, had an easier time dealing with that said Videl, and still be in a better shape to deal with the strong characters, instead of kind of risking and wasting your key player on lower levels. Try to match up DPs when you can to maximize saving stronger health. Strong faces strong, weak faces weak. There's been too many times where the opponent keeps a strong character in the back and I was busy trying to solo them with my strongest, only for them to die too soon and then the rest of my characters get swept up. Definitely keep that in mind when trying to pick who to swap in and when. Hope this video has helped you understand the tag mechanic a bit more in Sparking Zero and has made you think differently on when, why, and how to swap your team around in the heat of battle when playing in DP ranked online. Share some of your thoughts down below, more to come, and I look forward to seeing y'all next time. Peace.